This is NDTV. And you're watching NDTV Hindu.
Hi there and welcome to News Tonight on NDTV Hindu. I'm Ramanathan bringing you the big stories of the day. So what do we have for you on the show today? Karunanidhi is making peace with Kerala over the lottery distribution case. Pir Mohammed brings us the latest on that. Shabir Ahmed tries to uncover what could have led to the murder of former AIDMK Minister Venkatachalam. Whistleblower Murugan and his wife might get justice. Murugan's body has been exhumed today for another post-mortem, and Salim with the investigation details, and also our sports anchor Natasha Doreswamy will join you with the sports updates. After all, it was a big day for sports today. So let's begin with all this one by one, but first, the headlines. Karunanidhi writes to Achyutanandan assuring him PS Raman will not appear on behalf of Santiago Martin. Authorities exhumed the body of whistleblower Murugan's second post-mortem to find out if he was forcefully administered poison. The prime suspect in the ex-AIDMK Minister Venkatachalam murder case surrenders in Pudukkottai, taken into a 15-day judicial custody. 23-day long strike by the contract employees at NLC nearing closure. With the deadlock broken, many return to the factory, some continue their protest. Our taskmark outlets increasingly becoming points of public nuisance, and is the government more interested in revenue? NDTV Hindu special report. A breeder reactor in Galpakam celebrates 25 years of excellent technology. India plays proud parent to one of a kind.
Running a nuclear reactor continuously for 25 years. We are the only country in the world which has such a reactor now.
And hold on to your purse strings when you go to your nearest movie hall. The state government is all set to regulate parking fee and monitor excess charging. Let's take a quick look at the stories making national headlines. The governor recommends President's rule in Karnataka. His report to the centre also says the trust vote in the assembly was a farce. The law minister backs the governor, says he acted within his powers by sending an advisory, says speaker acted unconstitutionally. BCCI Secretary Srinivasan speaks to NDTV, denies sending an SMS to IPL owners, asking them to fall in line. And Century scores his 49th century. Murali Vijay's score is made and done, both power India's 34-35 at day's end. A top story tonight. After increasing pressure from the Kerala government and the public outcry in the state, and in spite of Tamil Nadu lawyers backing him, the Tamil Nadu government's Advocate General PS Raman did not represent his client and lottery distributor Santiago Martin in a lottery distribution dispute with the Kerala government. In fact, in the recent development, the Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu, M. Karunanidhi, has written to Kerala Chief Minister M. Achyutanandan saying that the PS Raman will not represent Santiago Martin. In that case, of course, this comes after Abhishek Manu Singhvi, Congress leader, was asked not to brief the media anymore as the national spokesperson of the party as a punishment for appearing on behalf of mega lotteries owned by Santiago Martin. Kerala Chief Minister V.S. Achyutanandan had written to Tamil Nadu Chief Minister M. Karunanidhi regarding this matter earlier. The letter had asked the DMK chief to advise the Advocate General against appearing for the private lottery agency. Well, for more on that, we're now joined by our senior correspondent Pir Mohammed, who has been tracking the story very clearly. So, Pir, clearly PS Raman has given in to pressure he has been getting on from all sides. But Karunanidhi actually assuring Achyutanandan that PS Raman will not appear. What does that mean?
Chief Minister Karunanidhi has clearly said there was nothing wrong in PS Raman appearing for Santiago Martin. And he had written that because your cabinet had decided, Kerala government cabinet had decided that he should not be appearing for a party which is fighting a case against the Kerala government. I have requested Mr. Raman not to appear for that particular lottery agency. So, in fact, after my request to PS Raman, PS Raman has agreed to not to appear for the lottery agency. That is what is written by Chief Minister Karunanidhi. Without giving up on his Advocate General, Chief Minister has written to the Kerala Chief Minister saying that no, he won't appear for the lottery agency.
Right, P, thank you for joining us. Effectively, Karunanidhi has taken the extra mile in going and requesting P.S. Raman not to take up that case, and P.S. Raman there has agreed. Moving on, was whistleblower Murugan, an ex-employee of the Food Corporation of India in Tuticorin, who was found dead under mysterious circumstances, forcefully administered poison. That's what a second post-mortem will find out. Murugan's body has been exhumed for the second post-mortem in Tuticorin district today. It was believed to be a case of suicide by consuming poison initially by the police, but his wife was not convinced and suspected foul play after the death. The Madras High Court had taken note of this and earlier ordered a second post-mortem. Our crime reporter Salim now joins us with more details on that case. Salim, Murugan's wife has been battling it out and putting up a brave face here. What has she been demanding, and what can we expect from the investigation from here on?
Yeah, Mr. Murugan's wife is demanding the case to be transferred to the CBI. Now, as of now, the state government has transferred the case from the local police to the CBCID, whereas Murugan's wife demands that the case has to be transferred from the CBCID to the CBI for a fair investigation. Basically, the deceased in this case, Mr. Murugan, was working as an assistant quality control officer with the Food Corporation of India in Tuticorin. Now, his body has been exhumed for the second time following the High Court's directive. Initially, when the postmortem was conducted for the first time, the postmortem reports clearly revealed that Murugan died after consuming poison, whereas Murugan's wife claims that Murugan was forced to consume poison. Now she also demands the case to be transferred from the CBCID to the CBI for a fair investigation. Ram?
All right, Salim, thank you for joining us with those updates on that story. Moving on, 4 days after the gruesome murder of former AIADMK Minister Venkatachalam at Vadakada village near Pudukkottai, the prime suspect in the case, Ganeshan, surrendered before a magistrate court in Madurai today. Ganeshan was remanded to a 15-day judicial custody. The police have been on the lookout for him for the last few days. The former tourism minister of the state was murdered by an unidentified group of men outside his house last week, triggering violence in the entire area. The killing of the former minister created an uneasy situation in Pudukkottai and Tanjavur districts. Public transport was badly hit in both the districts for the past 4 days after the supporters of the former minister resorted to violence, seeking action against the killers. Well, our reporter Shabir Ahmed has more details on that story. Shabir, has the police been able to find out the motive behind this murder? It certainly does not look like a political one.
Well, Ram, that is quite clear because police officials do tell us that it was not a political murder, but now the prime suspect has surrendered before the court. They will take him into custody and then they will come to know what was the reason for murdering the former minister. In fact, police sources were under pressure from various quarters to crack down this case because in fact it was a murder of a former minister. So that is something quite serious, and also the biggest challenge and a headache for the ruling DMK government, because this has something happened during their tenure, and also ahead of the assembly session this will be yet another issue that will be raised by the opposition party. So the police were under pressure, and right now they say that they will take Ganeshan into custody, and then they will be able to find out what was the actual reason behind this murder. And also still now they haven't received any kind of weapons or anything of that sort. They say that a 10-member gang actually murdered Venkatachalam. So now they are waiting to take him into custody and to get more details about what was the reason, perhaps why he was murdered.
Thank you, Shabir, for joining us with the latest updates on that story. We'll all be waiting to find out what that investigation reveals. Moving on, more than 3 weeks of strikes and meetings, and finally, Neyveli Lignite Corporation is set to resume operations after 3 weeks of much chaos and unrest. The deadlock between 13,000 contract workers and the NLC management finally came to an end. Nearly 6,000 contract workers belonging to the DMK-backed union have returned to work. However, over 7,000 workers from several other unions are continuing to strike. The strike by contract workers demanding parity in pay, regularization and a bonus had persisted as major unions in the state were unable to arrive at a negotiated settlement with the NLC management. Time for a quick break, but on the other side, on News Tonight, topsy-turvy and an absolute menace. Public display of drunkenness are getting on people's nerves. What is the government doing about this? More on the other side.